when you're a certain age, you use words that you know from when you were a kid or you remember saying, and that's what I did today, and I shouldn't have. I should have thought about it a little longer before I said it, but
He's going to hunt you down. He's going to find out what's going on, and that's good. That's good for everybody. That's how you should be looking at this. Like, wow, we have a brilliant mind that is examining these really corrupt and goofy systems and bringing in a bunch of psychopaths.
Just when everyone thought the chaos had peaked, boom, the whole situation exploded like a firecracker on steroids. Joe Rogan didn't just respond, he unleashed a storm. We're talking zero filter, zero chill, and absolutely no time for what he straight up called pure garbage. He wasn't playing games, and he wasn't holding back. So what set him off once again? Whoopi Goldberg went off on The View. But this time, she didn't just stir the pot. She poured gasoline on it and tossed in a lit match. This wasn't her usual sass or sided commentary. Nope, she launched into serious accusations on live TV. Like it was just some casual brunch chat. Whoopi legit claimed that Elon Musk was secretly using his billions to manipulate government policies behind closed doors. Yeah, she actually went there. No proof, no documents, no whistleblowers, just vibes and a whole lot of nerve. And she didn't whisper it either. She dropped that bomb in front of millions of viewers. Like it was no big deal. Cameras rolling, mics hot, everyone froze. It was one of those moments where even seasoned Hollywood insiders were like, did she really just say that? Social media, it erupted. People were posting clips, memes, think pieces. Everybody had something to say. Viewers were shocked. Political analysts were scrambling to make sense of it. And Elon, oh, he did not take that lightly. He went full beast mode, himself firing back with a massive lawsuit that screamed defamation in all caps. No heads up, no public statement, just straight to court papers, served like a fresh latte. Elon wasn't here for the drama. He was here for justice, and he came armed with the kind of legal firepower that makes headlines by the hour.
Who is in charge? Because I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever say. I don't remember last time we even talked about JD.
You're right. He's planning the presidency when they get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Possible.
Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways. Because, people put the leg out to trip you going down the stairs.
And then came the real twist. And when Whoopi finally stepped into that courtroom, all the big energy from the show gone. Sources say she was shaking eyes, teary, trying to hold it together. And then, bam, a full-on breakdown, a tearful voice cracking public apology that left the whole room frozen. Gone was the sharp-tongued host. In her place, a woman facing the consequences of letting her mouth run loose on national television. This courtroom moment hit like a plot twist in a Netflix docu-series. No script, no laugh track, just raw regret, flashing cameras in. An entire career hanging by a thread. She told the judge she regretted everything. But Joe Rogan wasn't buying any of it. Not the tears, not the shaky voice, not the courtroom meltdown. He jumped straight on his podcast and lit the mic on fire. According to Joe, she knew exactly what she was doing. He said, "You don't get to say stuff like that on national TV." And then cry in court like it was just a joke. His words, brutal, fans absolutely living for it. Rogan didn't ease into it, not even for a second. He tore through the situation like a man with nothing to lose, and honestly what he dropped might be the final nail in Whoopi's media career. This lawsuit isn't just some celeb spat. It's shaking the entire entertainment industry even. Her usual defenders, the ride or die crowd, are slowly backing away. The silence from Hollywood loud. And it all started with one smug moment. Just one bold comment, one reckless accusation. During a heated segment on The View, Whoopi stared right into the lens and casually suggested that Elon Musk and Senator J.D. Vance were cooking up something major, something political. She said, "He's not just tweeting anymore, he's moving pieces behind the scenes. And now the fallout is very real, and it's just getting started."
Not really making the world a better place.
Right.
You're just allowing these financial institutions to enact control over corporations. And it's a really shifty, weird way they're doing it by making it seem like they're trying to make the world a better, more equal.
If Donald Trump were somehow removed from office, that's the wild bombshell Whoopi Goldberg just casually dropped mid-discussion like it was common knowledge or something. No citations, no headlines, no sources, nothing. She said it like it was already written in stone, expecting everyone to just nod and move. On the way, she delivered it cold, confident, like she wasn't just talking, she was declaring facts. But the timing reckless, and the consequences came in hot and heavy. This wasn't some cheeky TV hot take. This was a serious accusation blasted out to millions of viewers, and people felt it. But here's the part that really blew it up. She didn't back up anything, not one credible source, no secret intel, no whistleblower receipts, nothing even half official. She didn't even bother tossing in a little allegedly to cover her tracks. It was just straight up delivered like a breaking headline. She made up on the spot, and that's exactly where she crossed the line. And Elon Musk was not about to let that ride like it was some throwaway gossip from a daytime couch segment. No chance. Just days after the episode aired, boom, legal missiles were already flying. Elon hit back hard with a lawsuit claiming Whoopi knowingly spread damaging lies. His legal squad went full beast mode, saying her words didn't just hurt feelings, they tanked Tesla's stock and wrecked major business negotiations. Big ones, billion-dollar deals suddenly stalled, and according to the lawsuit, it all traced back to that one chaotic moment on national TV, reportedly worth over $100 million, gone in a flash, just like that, all because of one reckless comment on live television. But Elon, he's not letting this slide like it's some clumsy oops moment. He's not suing for show or a light slap on the wrist. Nope, he's coming in swinging with demands so heavy they could crush a career. He wants major money to cover what his team is calling massive losses, not some symbolic payout. We're talking serious cash, millions. He's also demanding a full-blown public apology, not some weak PR filtered statement tucked into the end of a press release. And the biggest ask, he wants her to go back on live TV and take it all back loud and clear in front of the same audience she misled. That's right, a televised retraction, just as bold as the original claim. Meanwhile, Whoopi strutted into court like she was heading to another taping of The View, calm, composed, maybe even thinking she could charm her way through the whole thing. But then reality hit hard. The judge started laying out the weight of the accusations. No cameras, no commercial breaks, no co-hosts to bounce off, just cold, hard legal pressure. And that's when she cracked. Total emotional collapse, tears spilling, voice shaking, apologizing to everyone and their mother. The courtroom wasn't buying the act, though it felt way too late. At one point, she told the judge she didn't mean for it to go this far. But by then, the damage was done, and the whole room knew it.
At a certain age, you use words that you know from when you were a kid or you remember saying, and that's what I did today, and I shouldn't have. I should have thought about it a little longer before I said it, but I.
Enter Joe Rogan in a fresh episode of The Joe Rogan Experience. Joe showed zero mercy, no soft takes, no dancing around it. He went straight for the jugular with that classic Rogan rawness, and every word hit like a punch to the gut. He let the world know exactly how he felt, and it was not pretty. She knew exactly what she was doing, Joe said. You don't sit on one of the most watched shows in the country, throw out wild claims about one of the richest, most powerful men on the planet, and expect no consequences. That's not how this works. He slammed her courtroom tears as nothing more than a performance, calling it too little too late. According to Joe, the damage was already done, and no amount of crying could clean it up. And honestly, the internet backed him hard. Social media lit up like wildfire after that episode. Dropped. His comments were everywhere, memes, tweets, TikToks, it exploded. People were reposting his clip on loop. Some were even saying Rogan just said what everyone else was too scared to say out loud. And that's exactly what hit home his main point. If you're going to drop bold, dangerous claims on national TV, especially ones that can sway public opinion, crash company stocks, or screw with people's livelihoods, you better come with receipts, real facts, actual evidence, anything at all. But Whoopi, she didn't bring any of that. And now she's knee-deep in a legal nightmare that's only getting messier by the day, while Joe's words keep echoing all Over the internet, this whole thing is turning into way more than just another celebrity feud. It's becoming a wake-up call, a real moment of reckoning for how much unchecked power daytime hosts think they have and what happens when they finally get held to it. They're rolling in fast, she said, then casually dropped a bomb Elon could throw every Republican in jail. Just like that, the entire conversation spun straight into chaos. Joe Rogan didn't skip a beat. He ripped into the insanity of that statement, calling it a perfect example of just how disconnected some media voices have become from reality. And he wasn't just tossing opinions into the wind. Joe came loaded with receipts. Rogan dug deep into Whoopi Goldberg's past and pulled out clips that no one saw coming. He reminded his audience that not too long ago Whoopi wasn't some hardcore anti-Trump crusader. In fact, she had been cool with him. She joked with him, publicly praised a few of his business moves, and even cracked up during his appearances on shows like The Apprentice. Rogan didn't just mention it, he exposed it. He showed the proof. Whoopi smiling and laughing with the same man she now calls a major threat. The vibe was friendly, comfortable. But the second the political tide shifted and trashing Trump became the safe bet, Whoopi flipped the whole script without blinking. No hesitation, no explanation, just a clean switch up for political favor. Joe wasn't buying it. He called it exactly what it was: fake loyalty, all for political gain. He blasted the footage loud and clear, named names, and dared his audience to stop eating up whatever they're told. He urged them to dig deeper, ask questions, and stop letting surface-level noise cloud real judgment. Is this really about truth, or just about spinning a narrative that benefits the right people? Rogan didn't sugarcoat it, his tone dead serious, borderline confrontational, because to him, this isn't just TV drama anymore. It's full-on manipulation. He pushed his listeners to really think, is the media serving facts or just stirring chaos for clicks and clout? And now the fallout's here, and it's not pretty.
Their audience is not really their audience. Their audience is a group of people they bring in to watch television shows. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen audiences before for TV shows, but a lot of them are paid. They're paid.
Ever since the lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg exploded across headlines, she's been scrambling in court, trying to stop the bleeding. She went into full-blown damage control mode, crying, apologizing, backpedaling. At one point, she broke down in front of the judge, reportedly saying, "I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I didn't expect this to go so far." But this wasn't the view, and courtroom tears weren't winning anyone over, especially not a legal team that came lock-loaded and ready for war, because no matter what, she said after the fact, the damage was done. And now the consequences are landing. Joe Rogan didn't hold back when he commented on the courtroom chaos with his signature no-nonsense style. He spelled it out. People like Whoopi think their fame gives them a free pass to say whatever they want, no matter how false, reckless, or destructive. He said celebrities have gotten way too comfortable dropping spicy takes without a shred of accountability, assuming they can just spin the story later if it all goes south. But this time that safety net's gone, and Rogan made sure everyone knew it. Not this time. Elon Musk's legal team isn't just reacting, they're on the offensive. According to inside sources, they've been building a monster case behind the scenes. This isn't a quick clapback. It's an all-out legal siege. They've reportedly been collecting every piece of evidence for weeks: transcripts, financial loss reports, video footage, investor responses, social media analytics, the whole nine. And if what's being said is true, this case could shake the entire entertainment industry from the inside out. The claim that Whoopi's on-air comments didn't just ruffle feathers, they directly hit Tesla's stock and wrecked active business deals. And no, they're not treating this like some clumsy slip-up. They're treating it like a full-on media hit job with real consequences. This case is snowballing into something way bigger than just Whoopi versus Elon. It's becoming a cultural flashpoint, because this isn't just about one celebrity taking shots at another. It's about setting a precedent. What happens when someone with a massive platform crosses a serious line? What happens when the powerful finally get hit with actual accountability? Rogan says the rules just changed, and by the looks of it, he might be spot on. Elon Musk's legal team isn't just out here firing off spicy press statements or empty threats. They're moving in surgical mode. This is a full-blown legal takedown, and they're playing for keeps behind the scenes. They're digging deep, pulling financial records, tracking stock movements right after Whoopi's segment aired, and stacking up expert witnesses ready to show how her words may have seriously damaged Tesla's brand and financial stability.
Is our friend Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug and a kiss. Joy Behar gives you a big hug. Barbara Walters gives you a big hug. They all loved you.
Honey, Joe, I think you missed this part. Take a look.
I want him to show his birth certificate. There's something on that birth certificate that he doesn't like.
Oh my God, that is just such a
Whoopi, I'm telling
that he
you.
was 3 pounds.
Whoopi, I love you. I'm telling
I love
you.
you too. I think that's the biggest pile of dog mess I've heard in ages.
And that's not all. They've reportedly got business partners stepping up to testify that deals collapsed the moment her accusations hit the airwaves. These are high-stakes moves designed to prove just one brutal truth, that what Whoopi said wasn't just incorrect, it was knowingly false and intentionally damaging. If the court ends up siding with Elon, it won't be some soft warning or a slap on the wrist. This could be a headline-making legal reckoning that shakes daytime media to its core and leaves Whoopi facing the fallout of crossing a line that can't be uncrossed. We're talking a public televised apology, a retraction broadcasted for millions to see. And that's just the beginning. Whoopi could also be ordered to cough up millions in damages. Some legal insiders are whispering the number could hit as high as $50 million once you stack in lost deals, market fallout, and the massive hit to Tesla's reputation. And behind closed doors, there's talk that Whoopi might be forced to step down from The View entirely if the network decides she's become too much of a liability, even if she somehow walks out of that courtroom without having to pay Elon a dime. The damage to her images, already locked in, her credibility cracked wide open. For years, Whoopi was seen as one of the sharpest voices in daytime media, unfiltered, honest, respected. But now viewers are starting to wonder how much of what she says is real and how much is just an act. Joe Rogan nailed it. He said, "This isn't cancel culture. This is consequences culture." And that line, boom, it hit. Listeners couldn't stop sharing it. He wasn't trying to get her silenced. He was making it clear, when you've got a platform that influences millions, you better be ready to take the heat. When things spiral, fame doesn't equal immunity. But Rogan didn't stop. At Whoopi, in the final stretch of that episode, he went nuclear on the entire system, propping her up. He called out the networks, the producers, even the execs who greenlight these segments with zero accountability. You've got people hopping on national TV, throwing out reckless claims that can crash markets and mess with real lives, and nobody is fact-checking a thing. Joe made it clear the problem isn't just the face on camera. It's the machine behind the scenes that lets it all slide. He said it plain and simple, no editorial review, nothing. His voice was sharp, his tone fed up, and his message couldn't have been clearer. Just because someone's a celebrity doesn't mean they should get a free pass to say whatever they want on live TV. And then Joe Rogan delivered the real punch. He turned his aim directly at ABC News, the powerhouse behind The View, and didn't hold back. He asked straight up, how does a company with that much influence, that much power, let something so reckless go on air without even the bare minimum of journalistic checks? This isn't a podcast in someone's garage. He said, this is primetime television. And he made it clear, just because something fits a certain narrative doesn't mean you get to wing it. There should be standards, accountability, basic facts. And that's where the real heart of this story cuts deep, because this whole firestorm, it's not just about Elon Musk's reputation taking a hit. It's not about Joe Rogan's viral outrage or even Whoopi Goldberg's courtroom meltdown. No, this is way bigger. This is about the system. It's about how blurred the line has become between truth and entertainment. It's about how huge voices in the media are playing fast and loose with facts and getting away with it. Until now, it's about a world where opinion gets passed off as truth and audiences are left to pick up the pieces. But this time, the court is watching, the industry is holding its breath, and fans, they're locked in, eyes wide open, finally demanding answers. Maybe for the first time in a long time, media giants are actually starting to feel the heat. Because in a world where one single sentence can crash a company, spark a lawsuit, or blow up someone's reputation, every word counts. And now the whole world's tuned in. So here's where you come in. What's your take on this madness? Was Joe Rogan right to put Whoopi on full blast, or did he cross a line? Is Elon Musk's lawsuit the wake-up call mainstream media finally needed? And let's get real, should Whoopi actually face real lasting consequences for dropping serious claims on live television with zero proof to back them up? Don't hold back, drop your opinion in the comments. I want to hear everything, because this is bigger than just a celebrity clash. This is exposing a deeper issue: power, accountability. And who really pays the price when things go off the rails in front of millions? We're living in a time where one reckless comment can wreck a business, launch a legal war, or trash a career. And the wildest part, the people making those comments are usually the last ones to face any fallout until now. Joe Rogan isn't playing the nice guy. Elon Musk sure as hell isn't letting it slide. And Whoopi, she's learning the hard way that courtroom tears can't wash away national TV lies. Whether you think Elon's lawsuit is way too much or long overdue, one thing's for sure: the game just changed. And this story far from over. More court dates are coming, more reactions are flooding in, and behind the scenes, the drama is pouring out day by day. This isn't just a segment gone sideways, it's a media reckoning, and it's happening in real time. So if you want to stay ahead of the chaos, do yourself a favor, smash that like button. Seriously, it helps way more than you think. Hit subscribe, turn on those notifications. You do not want to miss the next twist. And with how fast this thing's unraveling, it could drop any day now. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay questioning, and stay tuned.